This is Paul. Yes. It's 9:12. I don't know if you can see that or not. Yes. But I turned my phone on and it was 9:11. Oh. Do you remember 9/11 when the Twin Towers got blown up? Yes. I had gotten woken up that morning. It was Eastern Standard Time when the incident happened, when the Pentagon had a plane fly into it. Yes. And it was a really big tragedy, one of the worst terrorist attacks in the United States of America. Yes. And I remember George W. Bush standing up and saying, well, we're going to get them. Mission accomplished. Ooch. Shock and awe. Pow. You know, thinking about 9/11, I was living in Sequim, Washington. I had purchased a house before we got married. Yes. And Heidi and myself were newlyweds, and little Jessica had her own room, folks. And we went to baby making as soon as we were married because we tried contraceptives, but she would have hormonal problems. Sometimes women are very sensitive to estrogen. Yes. And the various types of pills that are available for those that don't want to conceive children. They just want to have sex without the conception. Yeah. Well, I woke up that morning and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm watching CNN and pooch, the towers were falling. There was a big incident in New York City. Yes. You probably remember that. It was September 11th of 2001. Now it's 17 years later and it's October 2018. Now, it seemed to me that a lot of laws got passed because of that terrorist attack. Oh. But as I remember it, I had talked to a person while I was house sitting in Airway Heights. Yes. And he gave me some websites, and I went to look at it, and I thought, well, how small a nuclear device can you actually make? Most of us think of the Titan missile. Yes, we do. We think of these ballistic missiles that can travel 20,000 miles. Yes. But I was somewhat amazed at the demolition that took place in New York City right now. Now, I'm looking for some basketballs today, okay? Some basketball. Well, the last thing we need today is a terrorist attack, and since I looked at the clock at 911, why don't you get me those that are on that super top secret system of law enforcement that's just waiting for the next terrorist attack to happen? Now, I had heard that there was the possibility that somebody had been in those buildings and they thought, well, we're going to prevent a terrorist attack. What we'll do is we'll put small nuclear devices on the various floors so that each floor goes poop, 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 all the way down to the ground instead of knocking them over or having them fall on other buildings. It's almost like, now I'm going nuclear today, okay? Why don't we find out exactly how small a nuclear device could be if we wanted to have one? Now, when we were on Guam, yes, I had this odd experience where we were staying at Cliff's house. Yes. And I had the itchy scratchy going on during that time, and Cliff being in the top secret Marines and Navy, his wife was a Navy woman. Yes, had a little daughter. Yes! Well, Cliff was a grappler, one of these big guys. Yes. He had a special room in his house that was padded so that he could maybe grapple somebody that was being uncooperative. Yes. I think the guy really did know how to put the pressure on a person. I mean, when you think of grappling and these professionals that teach Marines and Navy personnel how to take somebody down and put them in a type of headlock where they cause them an immense amount of fucking pain right now. Sometimes it's the learning process. It's not the actual. They don't torture when you learn grappling. No, they don't. I remember staying at Cliff's house, and Cliff had a Mormon friend that he had to send an email to in Iraq. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Well, Cliff was one of these that I never grappled with him. No, but I wasn't in the Marines or the Navy. Yes. But let's say you had somebody that thought that they could violate the laws and quite possibly make it look like terrorists had attacked the United States of America. We always think of waterboarding as torture, but when you're being taught how to grapple, it's always good to put somebody in one of those headlocks where their arm is above or the back of their brain, and all of a sudden they're like crying, Uncle, are you?